Every year, Trinidad and Tobago celebrates Calypso History Month in the month of October. If you've been following the Police Museum page, you would see that we are dedicated to sharing the history of the Trinidad and Tobago Police Service. So what does the police uniforms, drills, and salutes have to do with the expression and the live way of Calypso? Well, the TTPS Calypsonians and the police band have been keeping the culture alive. So come with me to find out more about these Calypso Cops.
Appreciation plays on the human mind. Everyone needs some for happiness all the time. Because important.
The Trinidad and Tobago Police Service is filled with talent, and this year's feature highlighted just some of our Calypso Cops who serve, protect, and sing our nation's stories. More voices take the spotlight as celebrations continue into 2026 and beyond.
Well, my name is Johnson King, also known as Johnny King.
Well, my name is Peter Cipriani.
My name is Mr. Michael Brown, Sobriquet the mechanic.
My name is Dexter Parsons. In the Calypso world, I'm known as the Stinger.
My name is Neville Bonnie Brown.
My name is Roger Mohammed. I'm known in the Calypso world as Bodyguard.
My name is Michaela Darius. I'm a woman police constable.
I joined the police service in 1975 in May. And in fact, at that time, I was the youngest policeman in the entire service.
I was in the police service when I started singing. I never thought I could sing, so I just take a chance and I did my first song in 1979.
I was a musician first. I'm also a clarinet player, saxophone player, keyboards. And then I ventured into singing with the police band. And I've been singing with the police band since until I retire, basically.
I'm a Calypsonian as well. I started off as a Calypsonian in the police service.
My introduction to Calypso would have been from childhood. Christmas and Easter used to be celebrated similar. My brother, my sister, and I, we would be composing songs during the year because when my father friends, when they come, when we sing, we would get money. So I would think that would be our start from childhood.
My brother is a Calypsonian. Trinidad Rio. I'm my brother. Our next brother used to play Ed Watson band. He was in the army band. We used to play music, right? So naturally, watching them and thing that influenced me,
I was always interested in Calypso. I always loved Calypso. And as a young police officer, just 1 year after I joined the service, I got involved in police Calypso.
I started singing generally. I was like 4 years old. I was singing the anthem and my uncle was telling my mother, she could sing, and then the neighbor was trying to sing a song and she was singing the wrong thing. And I just sang it, so they realized like, yeah, she could really sing. And when I was 5, I entered my first competition. I was attending the Brighton Anglican Primary School. That's a school just opposite the Pitch Lake. Yeah, and there was this competition for the schools in the area. The librarian that time was Miss Noel. She kept that competition, and I won the competition at 5. So my Calypso journey started at 5 years old.
1985, when I entered UE, there was a Calypso competition. And me and my friends just said, when you know about Calypso, why don't you just go and sing, and make a Calypso and sing? I said, you know what, I will do it. So I wrote a Calypso. The Calypso, I called myself as a freshman because I just come to campus. My Calypso name was Calypso Fresh. And the whole place went wild. I could remember well when I started singing that Calypso on stage in the auditorium, everything mashed up. Of course, I won. And then everybody started to know who Fresh was. If it fails, the society will have nothing through which to voice their opinion and their frustrations. Calypso allows you to do that because I have seen people come to the tent when I'm singing and hitting people hard and everybody in the tent rocking. But when they leave the tent after, they leave smiling and they will meet me outside the tent and, hey, what you got there, boy? Good boy. Hey, you get them. I felt that they were able to relieve their pressure and their frustrations through me and not have it pent up and explode somewhere else.
I always loved Calypso from childhood. We didn't have television, so we would go by a neighbor. So we, at the early stages, we lived next to them. So we would go there and watch the Mashra. And you know, I used to look at the Mashra and I told my mother and my father and I told Mr. Lloyd and Miss Paula, I say, one day I will sing there.
You see, when you grow with something, it's like, I'm going to see an animal that's live real long. It's like an animal that's live real long and it become family, become a part of your life. You don't know what to do without it. Even though you might feel to walk away, sometimes it just get real nasty sometimes. And you might want to walk away. But then you might just be in a car or somewhere and you just hear Calypso. Or somebody might call you, one of your friends in Calypso. You know, I have friends from since junior monarch up to this day, we still good and riding and singing the same tent and thing. You know? So, you don't know how to separate from it because it now becomes a part of you.
Police Calypso was one of the greatest events you could imagine. Every time we had a Police Calypso show was a sellout. Sellout every time.
Police Calypso competition used to start the carnival. Was the biggest Calypso competition other than the New Marsh Gras.
It was a big calendar event every year. The Police Calypso competition started the carnival because the semi-finals will take part sometime in October, I believe it was, and then the finals will be early November.
Police Calypso used to be like October, November of every year. So this will be the prelude to the coming carnival. So all the popular Calypsonians, the Arlows, the Crow, the Kitchener, the Sparrow, they would attend the police competitions. And it was also the opportunity and the platform to see what the public is accepting and what they're rejecting.
In my time, we were at the Seamen and Waterfront Workers Trade Union building on Ryson Road. And then it got so big, it expanded. And then we eventually ended up in the Queen's Park Savannah.
When you have Police Calypso competition, nearly every Calypsonian in Trinidad in that show. Because what happens with music, you may say something or sing something, right? That's your lyrics. But I bounce an idea off of that, and I could make a song off of that.
I believe that some of them used to actually come to the Police Calypso competition to get ideas for their own songs.
Persons like Watchman, they also made the Mashra out of the police competition because of the show being prior to the Calypso season.
As a probation, I heard about this grand Police Calypso competition, about all the greats that had passed through, people like Kenny J, Johnny King, Watchman, and I knew immediately that I wanted to be part of that.
I performed in the first 2 or so before. I didn't take long to break through, to make finals and things. I sing Where's the Love in the first one, if that I perform at, and I sing Hellfire the next year. That would have been 81.
I was encouraged by my brother, Bonnie B, and Rio, Trinidad Rio. They said, Mike, why don't you join take part in the police competition? And they encouraged me and so I decided to partake in the competition.
But I couldn't sing Calypso. I could hear thing and thing. So I decided to try my hand in 1985. A talkboat book. This show was in Stanford. And that same Samson Brown day, she was leading the flock. Toilet paper crew.
I entered like about 2002 around there. 2002 would be around there.
And then 87 I come back in the tail again. Well, I catch them, I make a finals with a song called Sikelela Mandela.
I became the first police Calypsonian to score a hat-trick of wins in the police Calypso competition. I won in 2001, 2002, and 2003. And in 2004, I was dethroned by an ex-good friend of mine and also a fierce competitor, Dexter Parsons, the Stinger. He won in 2004.
The last 5 years of the police Calypso existence, I was the monarch. I still am. So I am the 5-time and reigning police Calypso monarch.
I was on duty the other day in the central market. One big cuss out start, Well, if you hear the racket, two vendors in a confrontation.
It did a lot for police morale. The higher echelons of the police service would attend the police Calypso competitions, save and except for a few, but by and large, the majority of the previous executives would attend the police competition, and people from all walks of life. The reason I felt that it was so popular too, it was because of the time of the year. There wasn't really any other calendar event at that time of the year. The finals of the police Calypso competition would usually fall somewhere just before Diwali, the Diwali holiday, either just before or just after. So after the Diwali holiday, there isn't really anything else between that period and Christmas. So where it fell on the calendar in early November, that kind of thing, there was nothing else really. So it as a result of that, it drew a large audience, and people really look forward to it every year.
That is to have the service exciting. People used to leave America, Canada, to come just to the police Calypso competition. And it used to be something that the service, the public, used to look forward to. Because one, you're getting good Calypsos. I mean, sometimes the rivalry was really, really fierce. You have the best band in the land back in here, the police band. And what else you need? You have good MC. No, the show used to be really, 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 really something. It creates an excitement in the whole service, in the whole country.
We prepared for COVID for years.
Singing for empty chairs.
Tell them we planned for COVID for years.
Singing for empty chairs.
Promoters giving door prizes, bribing people for years. The more we get complimentary, man, the more we see it.
The most difficult thing for me though was to reconcile the policing and the Calypso, because while they were facilitating me, they used to always constantly remind me that one hand can't clap, And some of them used to tell me, like, for instance, one time I went to Los Angeles 3 days. It's a long travel. Get back home at 4 in the morning. But I'd work 8 o'clock, I go and take a little sneeze and I go and say, go and do a patrol. You think this is police work? I used to bite the bullet and go and do my patrol because I don't want to take no chance, because while I was singing and traveling so much, my main stay was being a police, because I know that thing, I know no gratuity, I know pension, that kind of thing. You understand? So I stick it out, and I was able to do like 33 years and 9-10 months.
I win the monarch and next morning I work in it. You understand? Yeah, because I never went home. I stayed in town one time because it's still morning. When you win the monarch in town, you can't go grande. You stay in town. Because you're working in Port of Spain.
For it is nature's way until judgment day. Weakness ain't got a chance.
My advice to them will be to stay tuned to the news, what is happening around you. Stay on top of current events. And to try as much as possible to learn to compose their own songs.
For the younger ones, every song tells a story. You know, I cannot tell someone what to sing. See where you feel comfortable in, see what you could do.
It's not as hard for females now, but the whole, as with everything in life, it sometimes you must meet some kind of challenge. We have to know how to promote ourselves. You know, you have to push for you. Nothing, especially in this art form, it do come easy, and nobody don't have a space waiting for you.
After all that we do for you,
I'm the Constable Brown, a.k.a. Boy Blue.
we work through COVID and every flu.
I'm the Constable Brown, a.k.a. Boy Blue.
Sad to know that the police Calypso competition is basically dead, you know. And I mean, I know they have a competition now, but it's all these services combined, and you have and it's only for people who work in and not retirees. And I think something should be done, because it's not really that expensive for somebody to take up the mantle and bring back the police Calypso retro, bring back the police Calypso competition. It does a lot for the police service. It highlights the police service in a different way.
I am really happy and grateful for this opportunity. And I was hoping that this day will come, because the police Calypso competition, in my mind, has been etched in the history of the Trinidad and Tobago Police Service. It is a part of history that will never be forgotten. And as I say, people still see me on the streets, and they ask me, the bodyguard, when are they bring back the police Calypso competition? Notwithstanding that we now have the competition in its new format, but the people who know the original police Calypso competition and what it was about, you know, people still clamor for it. So I am thankful, and I'm grateful to have been a part of that history in the Trinidad and Tobago Police Service.
I don't know where this police Calypso going right now. I don't know. But all I could say, that if the police want to make money, bring back the police Calypso.
Everybody used to be in that. People from Laventille, people from Samoa, people from Tobago, even people from the Caribbean used to be a part of that police Calypso. The Queen's Park Savannah used to full, you know. Full. Queen's Park Savannah used to be full with that police Calypso. So it will be wise if the authorities could bring it back. Because I would say again, I am assigned to community policing, Northern North. The majority of my service has been in community policing. I work CID in different areas, but like my calling was always community, right? That Calypso was one, and could be again, of the greatest public relation initiative for the police to get back in sync with the public.
Don't be afraid to get into a particular type of Calypso because you feel it ain't gonna make money, or it ain't gonna sell, or people ain't gonna like you. It takes all types to make the world. And it is important that we maintain Calypso. Don't let anybody get rid of Calypso because they feel that they'll become affected by the words that Calypsonians sing. Trinidad is a unique society, and the Caribbean, other Caribbean countries are now taking Calypso and making it their own, because they are becoming not as afraid as we are in Trinidad.
All man strive to be happy.